What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the FansToys Variator, their version of a masterpiece scale gears. So I've been looking forward to this one since we got the tube figure, their version of pipes, and I really like that. So I think they've been doing a good job on these mini bots. Safe to say the Warthog was probably an exception to that, but this guy, I definitely think they're continuing their streak here on the mini bots. He really does look good. We'll put the G1 image there, but they covered him in paint. He's got the red, the pearlescent white here, the metallic blue for the arms, and we'll see that more in the robot mode. Here's the backpack, really nice and compact. It looks very good. Nice metallic paint here as well. Face sculpt is really well done. They nailed the look of the face. And, you know, overall just very good looking figure. As far as his articulation, the head is on an interesting joint here. It's very different from what we've seen from FansToys in the past. There's like a sliding up and down joint. It almost feels like a ball joint, but I don't think it is. And then there's a hinge inside the head. And the back of the head, even though it's this, you know, kind of a squared off thing, it's cut away here to allow you to lift up. So you can get pretty high up, which is important for a smaller guy like this. He can look up. So that's really, really well done. You also get a little side to side of that just due to the fact that it pulls up. And then, of course, it rotates all the way around. Shoulders rotate around on a friction joint, out to the side on a hinge. It is attached right here on the shoulder. If that's out from when you get it out of the box, then you might need to adjust it. But coming down to the elbow, you get a rotation at the bicep. Double jointed elbow gets you the full bend there. They should really do this for all mini bots from now on. You know, double jointed elbow is kind of should be a standard. Rotation at the wrist. You have a single pin for the hands, which is the same as pretty much they've done for all of their mini bots. Rotation at the waist. Nice ab crunch here. I was not expecting to have that much ab crunch. That's pretty good for a mini bot. Again, this should be standard now for newer figures. You do have hip skirts, and the front hip skirt is one piece. Not my favorite kind of hip skirt, but the legs we can go up to there on a ratchet joint. Back to there, hindered by this back piece. You lift up the hip skirt out to the side on friction. You have a rotation at the thigh around the universal. You do have a double jointed knee. So there's a hinge here and a hinge here, and you get you all the way up to there. So that's a really nice piece of articulation there. And you have a cover down piece here, so it looks good as well. You have ankle tilt, but no forward and backward tilt on this. So just to the side. But there you go for articulation. There is a little kind of hidden feature here, and if you open up the chest, you can see that feature. So from the one episode where they looked and found his personality unit, and they took it out and he became happy. So that's kind of what this is, and it's really beautifully painted. You got the metallic silver, green, and blue there, and it looks great. As far as accessories, you do get these two guns done in a metallic blue. They look good. These can go in the hands just like other mini bots. There's a little tab on the back, so you want to get this in and then kind of push back into the hand. And it can be a little tricky to get the fingers around there, but there you go. There's the one gun, and this other one, same thing. You can put that in the hand. There's a little tab on the back, and pretty cool. But you can do more with this, so you can actually combine these. If you take this, you can see there's a little spot there to plug this in. So you push that in there, and then you can fold this down. And this actually will tab in to the bottom of the other one, which kind of connects it together. I just thought that was pretty cool. They allow you to connect it. Now you've got a bigger gun. You can also kind of have him holding it with both hands. So that's pretty neat. But very versatile gun there. I just think that's very well done. We also get his welding torch, which is done in this die cast Really nice looking. They don't typically do their weapons in diecast, so I just found this interesting. You're going to take this hand, we're going to open up this panel here. You can have it with the fingers folded up, and then fold that in there, fold that down, and then this will fit over the top. It is a tight fit just due to the paint, but it will fit onto there. And now we can use that welding torch just like you did in that one episode. Kind of neat that they included that. Not the typical thing that FansToys would include, but pretty cool. And I like that it's die cast. It just looks even cooler. All right, now we do get some extra face sculpts, but there's the stock face that it comes with. In order to swap it out, you're going to lift up on the top of the head. And we can lift forward on this face. There's a little tab right there that's going into that notch. Then we can grab another face here. And I just grabbed one at random. And then close this back. Make sure this is forward. If you have it backwards, it won't close up. So there's that kind of grimacing face. He's got the eye shape is a little bit different, and the mouth is kind of straight. So there's that. There he's with a smiling face. It does look a little goofy, but it is very cartoon accurate. There's that one. All right, there you have his happy face. This is really overly happy, overjoyed. There you have a grimacing, little angry face, grumpy face. I was telling T-Man that we have to make this into a meme for our group chat. And there you have the angry, ready for battle face. He's going to get some Decepticons. I kind of like that one, but nice to have all those options. And for a size comparison, there he is next to a whole bunch of other FansToys at Minibots. Some of the more recent ones, Tube and Warthog. And then we got some older ones here. And then we got the Magic Square version of Optimus Prime. And you can see it fits in nicely. They're all kind of different shapes and sizes. I like that they didn't just make them all cookie cutter, kind of the same mold. They're very, very different, and it kind of gives them all their own character. So I like that they changed up the sizes here. But there you go for a sense of scale. All right, now let's get this guy transformed into his vehicle mode. And it's relatively fun and intuitive transformation. So let's get started on the arms. Lift up on the arms, open up this panel right here. You're going to rotate the hand so the fingers are facing upwards, and then fold the hand in, close up that panel. Take the arm and accordion it down so it's sitting like that. And then do the same thing on this side, lift this up, open up the panel, rotate the hand, fold that in, close up the panel, and then lift this up. We can lift up the arms off of these so that they're untabbed from there. We can come to the back here, open up this panel here. These you can just fold out for now. And we're going to take this panel from the inside here, and that's going to flip all the way around and end up on his roof. So a little bit of extra roof hidden away there. Come to the front and unpeg this whole chest piece. You can pull up on the waist to stretch him out. And that's going to allow us to take this, now that we've unpegged these two arms, and we can collapse this up. We're going to lift up on this piece here, and this is on a double hinge, so you can see that it went vertical. That'll allow you to rotate this around 180 degrees. We're going to take these panels here, rotate these 180 degrees, so the red side is on the inside. Fold down these little panels on the end. And now we'll take care of this whole section here. So you take the head, rotate the head 180 degrees, bring this down so it sits like this. Take the wheels, or actually take this panel out first, and we can open this up. This is going to become the grill in front of the truck. Then we can take out the wheels, which are going to sit right on the side here. Make sure your hands are out of the way. So it's just like that. Bring the head down so it's horizontal. And then we're going to take these arms, fold them in. This is going to end up down here, and that's why you wanted it folded up like that. So get this inserted, and it should sit just like that. Same with this one. Bring this down. Second one's a little bit harder because you don't have, you have less space to work, but it should go in relatively smoothly. On the front here, you can take this grill now and push this down. It tabs in on both sides, here and here. Then we can take this entire assembly, open this up if it closed, because you're going to get the head through here, and that's going to basically meet up on the other side. We can open up the head, and we're going to take this panel, and be careful not to knock the face out of there, but you're going to fold the face inwards so it sits like that. Leave these outwards, fold this straight back, and then this is going to close down like that, and then these can sit here. Those might open up on you, but that's how you want it. Then you take these panels, they're going to tab into the front of the back of the wheel well. They do sometimes come out, but there's a tab right here. It's going into a slot on the back of the wheel well. So get that lined up. And once you get it lined up, give it a good push. And that will stay there once you get it there. All right, same on this side. All right, there we go. So that's kind of the front of the truck, pretty much done. So we're going to take this whole ab crunch, this is going to accordion down and sit like this. This chest panel is going to rotate 180 degrees. And you're going to sit down right here, it's going to actually tab in underneath there. So it ends up like that. So basically at the front of the truck done, now we can work on the back. Pretty cool transformation back here too. Open up this panel. Open up the wheel. The wheel, like I mentioned before, right, it's not rotated all the way down when you start, so make sure it is, but it's going to rotate all the way to the other side. And there's a little lock point right there. Then you can bring that back down. Come to the bottom here, open up this panel. You can stick a fingernail right here to open up this panel. Rotate that to the side. That's going to come down. There's a tab right there and a slot right there. So get that pegged in. You're putting this all the way back in, and that one is ready. So let's do the same thing over here. Fold this down, rotate the wheel all the way to the other side until it hits that lock point. Bring this back down. Open up this panel. Get a nail in here or a spudger. Open this up. Rotate this down. This is going to tab in side of that. Bring this back in. Come to the other side of the legs because we need to remove these tabs. They're a little bit tight, so I recommend a spudger to get in there the first couple times. Otherwise, it's just a little challenging to get these off. But after a little while, they start to come off a little bit easier. But you're going to fold this over, make sure the knees move back so that they're straight, right? So you have this double hinge basically straight. Otherwise you have a little trouble. There's a peg right here between the knees, so get that peg together. So it looks like that. And then we're going to bring these two down, and it helps if you kind of extend its ab crunch a little bit, just that much. You don't need a lot. Because that gives you a little room to get this in. So there's a tab here and a slot on the bottom, a tab here going to this slot, and then a slot here and a tab there. So you're going to get all those in. So get this around. Again, make sure you've got these knees pushed back so that they're straight. And you should be able to get all of this down and tabbed in. It is a nice tight fit, so I feel like you're having to put a little bit of force on it, but it does work. Right? And make sure these two side bits get pushed back in. Last step here, come to the back. These are going to peg in to the back and just kind of cover up that piece there. All right, and there's Variator in his vehicle mode, and it looks really good. I really like how this came out. Nice translucent blue headlights, painted silver grille, red for the bumper, chrome for the wheels, rubber tires, rolls very nicely. Nice heavy, hefty chunky piece. Here's the back. You do see the legs there. I'll have to look back at the cartoon to see what it looked like, but it's very close. It's very close up with the image there. But yeah, I really like how this looks. Now you can take the gun. You can unpeg this from here, and actually you can push these back. And this little peg will notch right into here. And you can do it either way. You can put either gun on either side, but those will mount up there so you can have weapon storage. I didn't find storage for this. It looks like it would have fit like very conveniently in here, but it's probably going to scratch up the paint, so I'm not going to try it or attempt it, but it doesn't seem to store anywhere. But very, very nice looking vehicle mode overall. And for some quick size comparisons, there it is next to the FansToys version of Hoist, Huffer, Outback, and MP10 Optimus Prime. And you can see he's actually the smallest vehicle I think we've ever gotten from FansToys, with the exception to maybe Spindrift, the first version of Spindrift. He was definitely pretty small, but at least in recent history, it does seem to be the smallest. So that does give me some hope that they're going to make a version of Bumblebee, since they did Cliffjumper. But either way, there you go for a sense of size. So final recommendations on the FansToys Variator. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. I'm going to give it a strong recommendation. I think this is a really good version of Gears. In fact, the best version of Gears. They really nailed the look of the robot mode. The vehicle mode is fun to transform and performs very well. Overall, it's just fairly fun. You get some nice accessories, nice options for the faces. Really exactly what I would want and expect for a Minibot. Now, I'm not a huge Minibot fan. Like, I don't love the Minibots, and Gears is one of the ones where I was like, I don't really care. But they made me actually care about this figure and this character, because they just put so much character into him. It just feels like he came right out of the cartoon. And that's something special to be said about that. Now, is he perfect? No, there's a couple things I'd like. If I could get a ankle pivot back and forth, that would let me get some a little bit better poses. I wanted to do a pose where he was using his double jointed knee, but you can't really get him stood like that, so I had to do something like this. But minor complaint there. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints. It's really that one piece of articulation which I would have liked. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.